The Power of Humility, A Journey Towards Authentic Strength by Life Success. Introduction. In a world that often celebrates the loudest voices, humility emerges as a quiet force, a subtle yet powerful attribute that can transform lives, relationships, and careers. This book is a deep dive into the essence of humility, exploring its facets and how it can be cultivated to enrich our lives. Humility, often misunderstood as a sign of weakness or lack of confidence, is in fact a marker of true strength and self-awareness. Chapter 1. Understanding Humility. Imagine standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon. As you gaze out over the vast expanse, you're struck by its immense beauty and scale, and suddenly your personal worries and accomplishments feel smaller, yet not insignificant. This moment of awe, a profound recognition of something greater than oneself, captures the essence of humility. Humility, like the canyon, is vast and deep, influencing our lives in countless ways. This chapter delves into the heart of humility, exploring its nature, debunking myths, and illustrating its significance in our personal development and societal harmony. The essence of humility. Humility is often likened to a silent river that carves canyons over millennia, subtle yet powerful. It's the understanding and acceptance of our strengths and weaknesses and our place within the broader narrative of life. Humility is not self-deprecation but self-awareness. It's recognizing our value without feeling the need to declare it at the top of our lungs. Consider the story of Katherine Johnson, the mathematician whose calculations were crucial for NASA's space missions. Despite her monumental contributions, she remained grounded, attributing her success to teamwork and a love for mathematics. Johnson's story exemplifies humility, acknowledging one's contributions while understanding that they are part of a larger whole. Debunking myths about humility. One common myth is that humility equates to weakness or lack of confidence. This couldn't be further from the truth. True humility is a sign of strength, requiring courage to acknowledge our limitations and vulnerabilities. It's about having a secure sense of self that doesn't need constant affirmation from others. Another myth is that humble people cannot be ambitious or successful. However, humility allows for ambition that is not at the expense of others but alongside them. It fosters a growth mindset, where learning and improvement are continuous goals, not to surpass others, but to fulfill one's potential. This approach not only leads to personal success, but also contributes to a healthier, more collaborative environment. The psychological perspective. From a psychological standpoint, humility is linked to increased happiness, better relationships, and resilience. Humble individuals tend to have a more accurate view of themselves, which enables them to navigate life's challenges with grace and to form deeper connections with others. They are also more likely to exhibit altruistic behaviors, contributing to the well-being of their communities. Research shows that humility involves a balance between self-focus and other focus. It allows individuals to celebrate their achievements without overshadowing others, fostering an environment of mutual respect and appreciation. Humility in practice. Practicing humility starts with introspection. Reflect on your strengths and acknowledge areas for growth. Engage in conversations with a genuine curiosity about others' experiences and perspectives. This not only enriches your understanding, but also signals respect for their uniqueness. A practical exercise is to write down 3 things you've learned from others each week. This simple act can reinforce the value of everyone's contributions and remind us that growth often comes from outside ourselves. Humility, with its deep roots in self-awareness and respect for others, is a cornerstone of personal growth and societal harmony. It challenges us to look beyond ourselves, to recognize the value in every person and experience. As we navigate the complexities of life, let humility be our guide, reminding us that true strength lies in knowing ourselves, acknowledging our interconnectedness, and finding joy in the growth and successes of others as well as our own. Let's move forward on this journey with humility at the helm, exploring its impact on relationships, leadership, and personal fulfillment. Chapter 2. The Historical Perspective. Imagine walking through the ruins of ancient civilizations, each stone and artifact whispering tales of virtues held in high esteem. Among these virtues, humility stands out. a timeless thread woven through the fabric of societies, influencing leaders, shaping philosophies, and guiding moral compasses. This chapter embarks on a journey through history, uncovering the role of humility across cultures and epochs, revealing its enduring presence and pivotal role in human development. Humility in ancient wisdom. In ancient Greece, humility was paradoxically both celebrated and cautioned against. Philosophers like Socrates extolled the virtue of knowing one's own ignorance, a form of intellectual humility, while Aristotle cautioned against excessive humility, advocating for a mean between extremes. This nuanced understanding underscores humility's complexity. It's not merely low self-regard, but a balanced recognition of one's capabilities and limitations. Turning to the East, Confucianism placed humility as a cornerstone of moral character. Confucius taught that humility attracts respect and is essential for effective leadership and social harmony. Unlike the fear of humiliation in Greek thought, Confucian humility was about knowing one's place in the social order and acting accordingly, ensuring the well-being of the community. Humility through the ages. During the Middle Ages in Europe, humility was deeply entwined with Christian theology, epitomized by the figure of Jesus Christ. It was considered the foundation of all virtues, a necessary step toward grace and salvation. Monastic orders, such as the Benedictines, incorporated humility into their rules, viewing it as essential for spiritual growth and communal living. In contrast, the Renaissance revived classical ideals, including a more individualistic view of human potential. Yet, even in this context, humility was admired when it balanced humanism's celebration of individual achievement. It was seen as a virtue that enabled individuals to appreciate their talents without succumbing to hubris. The Enlightenment and beyond. The Enlightenment brought a shift towards reason and individual rights, yet humility remained a valued attribute seen in the works of philosophers like Immanuel Kant, who argued for humility as a moral duty. It was a period of balancing the burgeoning pride in human achievements with an awareness of human fallibility and limitations. In modern times, figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. have exemplified humility in their pursuit of social justice. Their ability to lead with humility, recognizing the intrinsic worth of every individual, has left a lasting impact on the world, demonstrating the power of humility to inspire change and foster unity. Humility in contemporary culture. Today, humility is undergoing a renaissance in leadership and organizational cultures, challenging traditional paradigms of authority and success. The tech industry, with its rapid pace of innovation and failure, has embraced humility as a necessity for learning and growth. Leaders are increasingly valued not just for their achievements, but for their ability to acknowledge mistakes, learn from others, and foster inclusive environments. As we've journeyed through the annals of history, it's clear that humility has been a guiding light for societies, shaping the values and behaviors of individuals and communities. From ancient wisdom to modern leadership, humility's presence underscores its universal appeal and enduring relevance. It teaches us that true greatness often lies in the ability to remain grounded, to acknowledge our interconnectedness, and to approach the world with a sense of openness and respect for all. In the chapters to come, we'll explore how this ancient virtue finds expression in our personal lives, relationships, and the wider world, offering insights into how embracing humility can lead to a richer, more fulfilling existence. Chapter 3: Humility in Relationships. Imagine standing in a dense forest, the trees towering above you, their roots intertwined beneath the soil. Just as these trees support one another against the elements, humility serves as the unseen root that nurtures and strengthens the bonds between us. In the landscape of human relationships, humility acts as a vital nutrient, encouraging growth, resilience, and harmony. This chapter explores the transformative power of humility in relationships, how it fosters deep connections, and why it's crucial for genuine empathy and communication. The foundation of trust. Humility lays the groundwork for trust, a fundamental element in any relationship. When we approach interactions with humility, we admit our own fallibility, which in turn invites others to share openly without fear of judgment. Consider the relationship between a teacher and a student. When a teacher acknowledges not having all the answers, it cultivates a learning environment where questions are encouraged, mistakes are seen as learning opportunities, and the journey of discovery is shared. This dynamic can be mirrored in personal relationships, where humility encourages a mutual exchange of ideas, feelings, and experiences. Enhancing communication. Effective communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, and humility is its catalyst. Humility encourages us to listen actively, to genuinely hear and consider the perspectives of others without rushing to interject our own. It's the difference between a conversation that seeks to understand and one that seeks only to respond. By valuing what others have to say, we not only learn from their experiences but also validate their worth, fostering deeper connections. A poignant example of this is found in the practice of reflective listening, where one partner mirrors the feelings and content of what the other says, rather than immediately offering advice or counterpoints. This approach, rooted in humility, can transform conversations, turning potential conflicts into moments of connection and understanding. Fostering empathy and compassion. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is nurtured by humility. Humility dissolves the barriers of ego that can prevent us from fully empathizing with others. It allows us to put aside our preconceptions and biases to truly step into another's shoes. Consider the act of volunteering for those less fortunate. Such acts of service are often as enlightening for the volunteer as they are beneficial for the recipients, offering profound insights into the lives and struggles of others, fostering a deep sense of compassion and shared humanity. The role of humility in conflict resolution. Conflict is an inevitable part of relationships, but humility can be a powerful tool in resolving it. Approaching disagreements with humility means recognizing that our perspective is not the only valid one. It allows for the possibility that we may be wrong or that there may be multiple right answers. This openness can lead to more creative and collaborative solutions, where the focus shifts from winning the argument to finding a path forward that respects the needs and opinions of all involved. An example of humility in conflict resolution is the practice of I statements, expressing how one feels without making accusatory or generalizing statements about the other person. This technique, grounded in humility, helps keep the dialogue open and constructive, rather than defensive. Chapter 4. The Humble Leader. Imagine a lighthouse, steadfast and unassuming, guiding ships through turbulent seas to safe harbor. Similarly, a humble leader stands as a beacon of integrity and strength, guiding their team not from a pedestal of superiority, but from a foundation of mutual respect and shared purpose. This chapter delves into the essence of humble leadership, exploring how it contrasts with traditional leadership models and illuminates a path toward more effective, inclusive, and inspiring leadership practices. Redefining leadership. Traditional views of leadership often emphasize dominance, authority, and control, with success measured by personal achievement and the accumulation of power. However, humble leadership flips this paradigm, suggesting that true leadership is not about elevating oneself but lifting others. Humble leaders recognize their own limitations and value the contributions of all team members, fostering an environment where everyone feels seen and heard. A profound example of this leadership style can be seen in the story of Nelson Mandela. His leadership was not marked by asserting dominance, but by empowering others, acknowledging his vulnerabilities, and leading by example. Mandela's humility in seeking reconciliation rather than revenge inspired a nation and the world. Humility and team dynamics. Humble leadership has a transformative effect on team dynamics. It creates a culture of openness where feedback is encouraged and valued from all levels of the organization. This approach not only enhances problem-solving and innovation, but also builds a sense of community and belonging among team members. Consider the practice of leading from behind, a strategy where leaders support and encourage their team to take the forefront, stepping in only when guidance is needed. This not only empowers individuals but also promotes a sense of ownership and accountability for the team's success. Building resilience through humility. In the face of challenges and failures, humble leadership shines. By acknowledging mistakes and viewing them as opportunities for growth, humble leaders build resilience within their teams. They model how to face setbacks with grace, learning from each experience and moving forward with renewed determination. The story of a failed product launch, for example, can become a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block when led by a humble leader. By openly discussing what went wrong and involving the team in finding solutions, the leader turns the experience into a valuable lesson, strengthening the team's ability to navigate future challenges. Humble leadership in practice. Implementing humble leadership involves continuous self-reflection, openness to feedback, and a genuine commitment to serving the needs of the team. It means prioritizing the development and well-being of team members, celebrating their successes, and supporting them through their challenges. One practical way to cultivate humility in leadership is through mentorship programs, where leaders invest time and resources into developing the next generation of leaders. This not only benefits the mentees but also provides leaders with fresh perspectives and insights, further fostering a culture of learning and growth. The humble leader, like the lighthouse, serves as a guiding force, leading by example and empowering others to shine. This leadership style, characterized by empathy, resilience, and a genuine commitment to collective success, offers a blueprint for creating more inclusive, innovative, and effective organizations. As we continue to explore the power of humility, let us remember that the greatest leaders are those who elevate others, transforming individual successes into shared triumphs. Chapter 5. Cultivating Humility. Imagine a garden where each plant, from the smallest flower to the tallest tree, thrives in harmony, each contributing to the garden's beauty without overshadowing the others. This garden is a metaphor for the human spirit, where humility allows every virtue to flourish in balance. Cultivating humility in ourselves is akin to tending this garden, a deliberate and thoughtful process that nurtures our growth and harmony with others. This chapter guides you through the practical steps to nurture humility in your own life, with insights and strategies that can lead to a more fulfilling and balanced existence. The art of self-reflection. Self-reflection is the soil from which humility grows. It involves looking inward to understand our thoughts, emotions, and actions, recognizing our strengths and acknowledging our flaws. A powerful tool for self-reflection is journaling. By regularly writing down your experiences, feelings, and the lessons learned, you create a mirror of your inner world, helping you to see where you excel and where you can improve. Consider the practice of daily gratitude journaling, where you note things you're thankful for, including the contributions of others to your success. This not only fosters humility, but also enhances well-being by focusing on the positive aspects of life and recognizing the interconnectedness of our experiences. Embracing vulnerability. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, yet it is a cornerstone of humility and strength. It means being open about our limitations and mistakes, sharing our fears and uncertainties. This openness paves the way for genuine connections with others as it invites them to be authentic too. Brené Brown, a renowned researcher on vulnerability, argues that embracing our vulnerabilities is essential for meaningful connections. She demonstrates that leaders who admit their mistakes and uncertainties can build stronger, more resilient teams. This principle applies equally in personal relationships, where vulnerability fosters trust and intimacy. Seeking and offering feedback. Feedback is the sunlight that allows humility to bloom. Seeking feedback from others provides us with perspectives outside our own, highlighting blind spots in our self-awareness and opportunities for growth. It's important to approach feedback with an open mind, seeing it not as criticism, but as a gift that helps us improve. Offering feedback with humility is equally important. It means providing constructive criticism that focuses on behaviors and actions, not on the person, and offering support for improvement. This approach encourages growth and learning, rather than defensiveness or resentment. Practicing mindfulness and empathy. Mindfulness and empathy are the water and nutrients that sustain the garden of humility. Mindfulness, the practice of being present and fully engaged in the moment, helps us become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, as well as those of others. It enables us to respond to situations with consideration and empathy rather than reacting out of ego or emotion. Empathy extends this awareness to the feelings and perspectives of others, fostering a deep sense of connection and understanding. By practicing empathy, we learn to value the experiences and contributions of others, reinforcing the humility that recognizes we are all part of a larger whole. Engaging in acts of service. Acts of service are the hands that tend the garden, directly applying the lessons of humility by putting the needs of others before our own. Volunteering, offering support to a colleague, or simply lending an ear to a friend are all acts of service that embody humility. They remind us of our shared humanity and the joy that comes from contributing to the well-being of others. Cultivating humility is a journey that enriches our lives, enhancing our relationships, deepening our understanding of ourselves and others, and contributing to a more compassionate and connected world. Like tending a garden, it requires patience, care, and consistent effort. But the rewards of life lived with balance, harmony, and genuine connection are immeasurable. As we continue to nurture humility within ourselves, we not only grow as individuals, but also contribute to the flourishing of the world around us. Chapter 6. Humility and Success. Picture a towering mountain, its peak shrouded in clouds. Many see success as this peak, a place of solitary triumph. Yet imagine if instead the journey to the top was one of collective effort, where each climber's strengths were recognized and their weaknesses supported. This chapter reimagines success through the lens of humility, exploring how it can amplify our achievements and create a foundation for lasting fulfillment. Humility, far from hindering success, can propel us further than we imagined, making the journey as rewarding as the destination. The misunderstood virtue in professional success. Humility is often overlooked in the competitive arenas of business and professional development, where assertiveness and visibility are prized. However, humility offers a strategic advantage, fostering environments where innovation, collaboration, and resilience thrive. It encourages leaders and team members to acknowledge mistakes, learn from them, and move forward, creating a culture of continuous improvement. Consider the story of a tech startup that faced a critical failure early in its development. Instead of blaming, the CEO led with humility, openly acknowledging the oversight and involving the entire team in the solution. This approach not only resolved the issue more efficiently, but also strengthened the team's cohesion and commitment to the project. Humility as a catalyst for learning and growth. The heart of humility lies in the recognition that no matter how much we know, there's always more to learn. This mindset is crucial for personal and professional growth. Humble individuals seek out opportunities for learning, embrace feedback, and are open to new ideas, which can lead to breakthrough innovations and personal development. An example of this principle in action is the practice of reverse mentoring, where junior employees mentor senior executives on areas such as technology and social media. This practice acknowledges that valuable insights can come from any level of an organization, promoting a culture of learning and mutual respect. Building stronger teams through humility. Teams led by humble leaders are characterized by trust, openness, and a strong sense of community. Members feel valued and empowered to contribute their best work, knowing their ideas and feedback are respected. This environment not only enhances productivity and creativity, but also attracts and retains top talent. Research in organizational behavior has shown that teams with humble leaders experience higher levels of job satisfaction and engagement. These teams are more adaptable to change and better equipped to handle challenges, as members work collaboratively towards solutions, drawing on diverse perspectives and skills. Humility and the art of leadership. Humility reshapes the art of leadership, moving away from a model of command and control to one of inspire and empower. Humble leaders are approachable, willing to share credit for successes, and quick to shoulder responsibility for setbacks. This approach not only earns the respect and loyalty of their teams, but also inspires those around them to adopt a similar stance. The legacy of humble leaders extends beyond their immediate achievements, leaving a lasting impact on their organizations and the people they mentor. By demonstrating that strength lies in recognizing our interconnectedness and supporting each other, they cultivate future generations of leaders who value humility as a core principle of effective leadership. Success, when viewed through the lens of humility, transforms from a solitary peak to a shared journey of continuous growth, learning, and collaboration. Humility does not diminish our achievements, but rather enhances them, creating a foundation for meaningful and sustainable success. As we climb our personal and professional mountains, let us remember that the true measure of our achievements lies not just in the heights we reach, but in the depth of the connections we forge along the way. Chapter 7. The Challenges of Practicing Humility. Imagine navigating a dense forest, the path obscured by fog and undergrowth. The journey of cultivating humility is similar, fraught with obstacles and challenges that can obscure our progress. This chapter ventures into the thicket, exploring the common barriers to practicing humility and offering strategies to overcome them. By recognizing and addressing these challenges head-on, we can continue our journey towards humility with resilience and purpose. Societal pressures and the ego. In a world that often equates success with visibility and assertiveness, practicing humility can feel like swimming against the current. Societal pressures encourage us to promote ourselves, compete with others, and prioritize our own needs and achievements. This external noise can drown out the quiet voice of humility, urging us to focus inward on our ego rather than outward on our connections with others. To counteract these pressures, it's crucial to cultivate a strong sense of self-awareness and define success on our own terms. Reflecting on what truly matters to us beyond societal expectations can help us stay grounded in our values and maintain a humble approach to life and work. Fear of being overlooked or undervalued. One of the most significant challenges to practicing humility is the fear of being overlooked or undervalued, especially in professional settings. There's a common misconception that humility may be perceived as a lack of confidence or ambition, leading others to take credit for our contributions or bypass us for opportunities. Overcoming this fear involves embracing the true essence of humility, which is not about diminishing our worth, but recognizing our value without needing constant external validation. By focusing on our growth, contributions, and the quality of our work, we can let our actions speak for themselves. Additionally, finding mentors and allies who appreciate and advocate for humble leadership can provide support and recognition in environments where humility is less understood. Navigating misunderstandings about humility. Humility is often misunderstood, with some viewing it as synonymous with meekness or passivity. This misunderstanding can create challenges in practicing humility, as others may misinterpret our intentions or actions. Educating ourselves and others about the true meaning of humility can help clarify these misunderstandings. Sharing insights, experiences, and the benefits of humility in personal and professional development can shift perceptions and foster environments where humility is valued and encouraged. Maintaining humility in the face of success. Achieving success, whether in our careers, personal endeavors, or relationships, can test our humility. It's easy to become attached to accolades and recognition, losing sight of the humble practices that contributed to our success in the first place. To maintain humility in the face of success, it's helpful to regularly reflect on our journey, including the challenges we've faced and the support we've received from others. Acknowledging that our achievements are not solely the result of our efforts, but also the contributions of many can keep us grounded and grateful. The path to practicing humility is strewn with obstacles, from societal pressures and misunderstandings to fears of being overlooked and the challenges of maintaining humility in success. Yet, by addressing these challenges with self-awareness, courage, and a commitment to our values, we can navigate the dense forest of our journey with resilience and grace. In doing so, we not only cultivate humility within ourselves, but also inspire those around us to embark on their own journeys toward this quietly powerful virtue. Chapter 8: Humility as a Way of Life. Envision a vast ecosystem, each element from the smallest insect to the towering trees playing a crucial role in sustaining life. This interconnectedness reflects the essence of humility as a way of life, where recognizing our part in the larger scheme of things leads to a more compassionate, equitable, and sustainable world. This chapter explores how adopting humility can transform our approach to daily living, our interactions with others, and our impact on the planet. The personal journey of humility. Humility begins as a personal journey, an inward exploration that influences our thoughts, actions, and interactions. It's about acknowledging our limitations and strengths with honesty and grace, leading to a life of continuous learning and growth. Cultivating humility allows us to approach challenges with curiosity rather than defensiveness, to accept feedback with gratitude, and to celebrate the successes of others as if they were our own. A practical step in this journey is to engage in regular self-reflection, perhaps through meditation or journaling, to assess our actions and motivations and to identify opportunities for growth. This practice can help us remain grounded in humility, even as we navigate the complexities of modern life. Humility in relationships. Adopting humility as a way of life deeply enriches our relationships. It teaches us to listen actively, to empathize with others, and to value their perspectives and experiences as much as our own. This approach fosters deeper connections, mutual respect, and a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. One way to practice humility in relationships is to make a conscious effort to acknowledge the contributions of others, whether in the workplace, at home, or in our communities. Expressing appreciation and giving credit where it's due not only uplifts those around us, but also reinforces our own commitment to living humbly. Humility and social responsibility. Humility extends beyond personal growth and relationships to encompass our role in society. It inspires us to act with compassion and integrity, to advocate for justice and equity, and to contribute to the well-being of our communities. Recognizing that we are part of a larger whole, we are motivated to take action on social issues, to volunteer our time and resources, and to work towards a more inclusive and sustainable world. Engaging in community service or supporting causes that align with our values are concrete ways to live out humility in the social sphere. These actions, rooted in a humble understanding of our interconnectedness, can have a ripple effect, inspiring others to join in the effort to make a positive impact. Humility and environmental stewardship. Finally, humility calls us to consider our relationship with the natural world. Recognizing the impact of our actions on the environment, humble stewardship involves making conscious choices to reduce our footprint, to protect natural habitats, and to advocate for policies that ensure the health of the planet for future generations. Simple actions like reducing waste, choosing sustainable products, and supporting conservation efforts are expressions of humility in action. They reflect an understanding that we share the earth with countless other species and a commitment to preserving its beauty and resources. Living with humility is a transformative journey that touches every aspect of our lives. It shapes how we see ourselves, how we interact with others, and how we engage with the world around us. By embracing humility, we commit to a life of learning, compassion, and responsible action, contributing to a more equitable, connected, and sustainable world. Let us carry forward the lessons of humility, making them a guiding principle in our daily lives and a beacon of hope for the future. Conclusion. As our journey through the power of humility, a journey towards authentic strength, draws to a close, we stand at the threshold of a new understanding, akin to the first light of dawn that gently illuminates the world in its truth and beauty. We have traversed the depths of humility, uncovering its strength and wisdom, and in doing so, we have discovered more about ourselves and the indelible connections that bind us to one another and to the world at large. Humility, we've learned, is not a sign of weakness, but a beacon of true strength. It does not shout its presence from the rooftops, but whispers its truths in moments of quiet reflection and connection. It teaches us that greatness is not found in dominion over others, but in lifting them up, that wisdom is not the accumulation of knowledge, but the understanding that we are forever students of life. This book has been an invitation to embark on a path less traveled, one that challenges the societal currents pushing us towards self-aggrandizement and isolation. It has asked us to consider a different kind of success, one measured not by the accolades we gather, but by the depth of our character, the genuineness of our relationships, and the positive impact we leave on the world. As you move forward, may the principles of humility guide your steps. Let them remind you to listen with an open heart, to lead with compassion, and to find joy in the success of others as much as in your own. Embrace vulnerability as a source of strength, and view every person you meet as a teacher from whom you can learn. The power of humility, a journey towards authentic strength, is a compass for living a life that is deeply connected, profoundly meaningful, and genuinely fulfilling. In the end, humility teaches us that our truest strength lies not in how high we rise, but in how we lift others up with us. May you carry the light of humility into the darkness, illuminating the path not only for yourself, but for all who journey beside you. In the quiet strength of humility, may you find the greatest of all treasures, a life lived with purpose, love, and an unshakable sense of connection to the vast, beautiful tapestry of existence.